everything's fine because there's merch in the store. Yeah, merch in the store. We're all stuck inside and we miss the outdoors. Wait, don't think about that. Stop thinking about that. I mean, what? I miss human touch. Merch in the store, new merch in the store.
These videos age like milk. Welcome back to the channel, new and returning. Young and old, fans of Pyro, and people who haven't even heard his name. Some of you might remember me from my other videos covering the topic. And for those of you who are out of the loop, you can go ahead and check those out right now. The link will be in cards and the description, and while you're here, why not subscribe? It's quick, it's free. You can always undo it, but it does help out the channel a lot, so thank you. And I find myself, once again, placing Pyro under my own magnifying glass. Now, I need to make this clear. I present everything here, not as fact, but as potential evidence that has been brought to the table. It is up to you, as the audience, to make a decision for yourself. I will not tell you what to believe or what to do. You need to make these choices for yourself and take action as you see fit. The least I can do is provide you with evidence to make some kind of a quote-unquote educated choice. So where does this all source from? Well, Turkey Tom, or Zapty on Twitter, recently put together a whole document countering Pyro's comeback. And for those of you who haven't seen that, let's go through some of that right now. We have Ida, Pyro's current girlfriend, saying, yo, he was like, what, 18, 19 when that happened? Age difference wasn't that bad, and I know you were talking about how you did things in your mom's living room and such with both him and me. You were clearly mature enough to say, nah man, I'm not into that stuff. It really isn't obvious at all, Ivory. There's no ill intent in what happened, and you know that. We also have some more discourse between them on Discord. So the deleted user, who is Ida in this instance, says, IDK man, Ivory, like I just worry that he'll regret feeling that way because of my age, because it'll be the 15-year-old French girl scenario, but with a 15-year-old American boy. Ah. Ida, this is just me thinking from how I know Niall, but IDK if he would actually be in a bi relationship, I think he's more open to other things, you know? Yeah, you're right. Ivory interacted with the deleted user account to show that it in fact was real. And for more evidence, from that same group chat which included Pyro, or the alleged Pyro, we have a selfie from Pyro and Ida. Ivory, oh my lord, you're in love. Ida, I really am. I told him to take a selfie, but... And then we have a photo from what looks to be some kind of hotel room, or the like. Reverse image searching it yields no similar results, and the dimensions of the photo seem to line up with what would come from a mobile. To make matters worse, here's Ida taking a photo in that same room only a day earlier. We have another DM. Ivory, he came over to my house Tuesday and his mom thought he smoked LMAO. Ida, OMG, and then a video of both of them in a restaurant.
Do the Korean heart.
And you can pretty clearly see that's the man himself. So what does this mean in tandem with Pyro's greatest argument that Ivory lied about his age? Turkey Tom posits that Pyro was fully aware of Ivory's age at the time. So in lining up with artifacted screenshots from the Ivory scrolling video, we have this. So here's Ivory linking Pyro his Twitter, which clearly states in its bio, 16-year-old singer and producer boy named Ivory, with about 2,000 followers at the time. He also says, oh yeah, also if you ever make a private account, you should call it Pyrocynical. Here's another one from Ivory. Oh my god, Jonas said he RP'd with me to like 3 people, when we just did the thing you and I do, like talk about art kind of, and just Q and Root, and you apparently, but it's spread around the group. And even Sive knew about it. Nah, it's fine, but like, he doesn't take a hint. Not only am I a minor, but like that's private stuff either way, and for him to talk about it like that, ugh, and him beating around the bush constantly while I'm trying to talk to him about it, that him and I RP'd, like oh my god, I did the same thingy I do with you with Thick, not RP, and like everyone now thinks I did that with Jonas. So we have multiple instances of Ivory stating point blank that he's a minor. And we also have DMs that corroborate Ida was aware of Ivory's age at the time, and seem to allude to Pyro and Ivory forming some kind of relationship. Ivory: it's like him and I, and him asking about real life stuff. Ida: yeah, of course he would. You're his friend, right? He's a really sweet boy and he cares about people. Ivory: but like, it isn't friend stuff. Ida: give me an example. Ivory: it's him asking really intense stuff. I bet your blank is so hard from imagining that. Ida: ha ha ha, I'm so sorry. Ivory: yeah, I'm fine with it. Essentially, from this message and the other two that we read before, we have Ida saying that she doesn't think it's unrealistic for Pyro at age 19 to be in a relationship with Ivory at age 15. And they even both clearly acknowledged Ivory's age mere minutes ago in these messages. So for Pyro to not know Ivory's age, it would seem that 5 conditions need to be met. 1. Pyro never saw the initial DM from Ivory saying that he was a minor. 2. Pyro never saw the DM where Ivory sent him his Twitter profile, clearly stating his age. 3. Pyrocynical, who at the time was expressing interest in Ivory and being in a relationship with him at the time, which was corroborated by Pyrocynical's at the time soon-to-be girlfriend, still never knew Ivory's age, an age which Ida clearly acknowledged, and an age which she thought would not dissuade him from being in a relationship with Ivory. 4. Pyrocynical never saw any of the tweets Ivory explicitly states that he's 15 years old in, on an account that Pyrocynical followed and interacted with regularly. And 5, that somehow Ivory never ever mentioned his age and no one else mentioned his age in the presence of Pyrocynical outside of these clear instances even once. Which some may posit seems a little outlandish. It seems like a real stars aligning kind of situation, but again, I'm not telling you to think one way or the other. Looking back at Ivory's Twitter, he was very open about his age publicly, at least even in 2017. He says, I'm a 15-year-old shut-in who checks his phone a lot, but I hate how little kids bring desks worth of tech everywhere if possible. I posted it in that screenshot, but for future reference, I'm currently 15, with my birthday on April 21st. I'm 15, ooh woo. I'm 15 though, ooh woo. Oh, it's so cursed. I know you love hearing me say that. I'm 15, lol, I'm just getting a new guitar is all. I'd be talking to myself because I'm 15. I'm only 15, so I've never been to Forever 21. That was a real trash joke, I'm sorry. Good stores though. Yeah, I'm only 15, but the walk was actually rather nice. Added more satisfaction to the warmth of the indoors. Also, it doesn't help that HTML Random and Reddit Moments, who Pyro cited as evidence for his claim, both came out with public apologies for their statements and retracted them. HTML Random saying, I've been thinking of deleting this thread. Most of it did not age well, and I don't think Pyro is dangerous, but he's still at fault for not checking who he was talking to. I made this thread way too early into this situation and should have waited. Then Reddit Moments, just to clear this, I have to admit fault on my part. I spoke to a few people before about it, and it seems we've all had some Mandela effect. I skimmed through the interview, and I think the I'm Alex Twitter video from back in the day was what caused this. To me, Redacted is not a 16-year-old, and it has stuck with me since, I guess, so I apologize for that one. Let me know if you want the tweets deleting, or to stay up as an archive. And we have Ivory sending them an apology back. And to make matters more complicated, Pyro admits the reality of the DMs in his initial Reddit response. Quote, I am not denying that in the past, I took part in conversations with others that many of you will understandably consider to be weird and distasteful, probably an understatement. And user @LumiCX on Twitter created a thread talking about all the important aspects of the videos, which I showcased in another video.
Okay, so this is a quick summary of the video Ivory sent me. The full video will be in the Google Drive linked above. So it starts off in a private group chat DM, slides over. This is Ivory's account, this is Pyro's account, this is a different member of the group chat. I'm not sure who this one is. He taps on the username, it slides the card up, displaying the deleted user 49D188C59982. Taps on message, the messages load. A lot of Pyro's messages aren't here because he wiped them. It was about a year and a half's worth of messages. Regardless, you can see the context of the messages in the chat. So he spends about a minute scrolling through. And then it's around about here that, yep. So Pyro's messages start appearing here, there we go. So you can see deleted user appears around mid 2017. So he continues to scroll through. All the way out back to the very beginning in November 2016. You can see up here, there's the beginning of the DM conversation. He scrolls through more, he taps on the name, this slides over, taps on the name up there, the card swipes up, taps on the name there, card swipes up, shows more of the card, showing more of Discord's UI, showing his own user card, moving that around, scrolling through the DMs again. Swiping to the left to show his, Discord recent messages. Swipes out, swipes back in, swipes back over. Yeah. So first things first is proving that this is Pyro's Discord account. Now at the beginning of the user, when you tap the username, it swipes up with deleted user 49D1E8C5, discriminator 9982. Now, this has been confirmed by multiple people in the replies to Ivory's tweet as being Pyro's actual deleted Discord account. So you can see that's the exact same Discord ID as the one with my from my DMs with Pyro. Mobile screenshot, deleted user 49D1E8C5. Going to this one, this is a desktop screenshot, deleted user 49D1E8C5. This is from someone who was in a private server with a lot of people from the group, including Pyro. Regardless of both of those, going over here, this is a screenshot from the Pyrocynical Discord server. This is a bot log. So you can see server name Pyrocynical, server created 2017-0215, total users 7,000 or so. You can see right here, server owner LOL, that's Pyro's old Discord account username, 9982, that's the same discriminator that matches over here. That doesn't change when a account is deleted. And owner ID 108354333. When that full ID is put into a website that can resolve a Discord account from the ID, it displays deleted user 49D1E8C59982, which is the exact same one right here. Now you may ask why later in the video it shows here just deleted user, but then it says deleted user 49D, etc. up here. That's simply because that's how Discord works with deleted accounts. It shows the deleted account name and the deleted account alphanumeric ID when looking at the user card and at the top here, but in the actual DMs itself, it just says deleted user. However, this goes further to prove that these are legitimate, as this cannot be recreated manually, and no two deleted user accounts have the same alphanumeric ID in the username. Now I'll be going through Ivory's age at the time of the sexual DMs and how Pyro knew this age. So back in April 2017, these are when the DMs with Pyro start, because Pyro removed all of his DMs after that time. You can see, you already know the contents of the DMs. I'll just quickly scroll through here. I don't really want to read it out, but it's the sexual roleplay, and then it's the not safe for work art. At this time, Ivory was 15 and Pyro was 19. And they followed each other on Twitter. So you can see Ivory frequently tweeted about his age around this time. So look, you can see, I'm 15. You get the idea. So to prove that they followed each other, I miss being Pyro on Twitter. This is a tweet from March 2017. This is a cached Google image search result. From Pyrocynical's Twitter. So LOL on Twitter, that was Pyro's Twitter display name, Ivory446633. That was Ivory's old Twitter username. And here's the screenshot that Pyro tweeted. So you can see Ivory Rasmus at the very top of the home tab. That means that Pyro followed Ivory at that time. Going over here, you can see Pyro frequently replied to some of Ivory's tweets. Here's two examples. So here's one here, Ivory's tweet, reply from a suspended account, and then replying to Pyrocynical from Ivory. Same here. You can see the exact same thing. Ivory didn't have his age in his bio at this time. However, later in the year when he turned 16 and Pyro was 20, they still did the sexual roleplay and the NSFW art, and his proof that his age was in his bio. You can see 16-year-old singer, and you know, Pyrocynical Vivo following Ivory, and his tweets about him being 16 as well, just for good measure. Alright, so now I'll be just going through some of the elements of the Discord UI that help prove that this video is legitimate and it's not edited, cut in any way whatsoever. So you can see he slides, there's no cuts there, he slides it, that slides up perfectly, he taps on that, and then it slides just as the Discord UI would. He scrolls through, there's the loading thing every time he reaches the top of the specific set of DMs, so you can see the little loading circle. So this continues on for a while. Still continues on. Here's where his username appears, where it's different here, deleted user 490, etc. to here, just deleted user. That's because that's how Discord deleted users work, is in the actual DM thread, it just shows deleted user. However, in the card and in the title of the DMs, it shows the full alphanumeric ID as well as deleted user. That cannot be replicated manually, so that further proves that these are legitimate. So you can see, it continues to go through. Still going through. And then he starts playing with the UI more, so he taps it up there, that slides over, taps up there, that slides up, taps there, that slides up, he moves that up and around. He taps the, you know, mutual servers, moves that around. He taps his own username, swipes that around, as would work in the Discord UI for mobile. Oh, God. Yeah, I agree. Swipes through it more. He exits the app. He swipes through his friends, his DMs. He exits the app and he reopens it. You can see here, deleted user quadruple 0, but then up here it's deleted user 5060. So depending on where on the UI you click it, in the actual DM thread it just says deleted user, but in the rest of the app it says the full tag.
I don't know how many times this needs to be explained, but I'll do it again. Right here, where it says just deleted user, you tap it there, it says deleted user 0000. You swipe to the right, you tap there, and it says deleted user, the alphanumeric ID, and the tag. So it depends on where in app that you press it. If it's just in the DM thread, it'll just say deleted user 0000. If you swipe and press up here, so it'll say deleted user, the alphanumeric ID, and the original account's tag.
With all this in hand, it seems, at least seems, that Ivory's basic message can be legitimately proven that when he was 19 years old, Pyrocynical messaged a 15-year-old inappropriately. But as Ida apparently states, not to be a party pooper, but he does that to everyone. He does that to everyone. Interesting. And not to mention, well, everything else that was said in those DMs. So where does that leave us? Well, I hate to poke the sleeping bear, but I think Pyro does owe another kind of response. It at the very least couldn't hurt him to talk about this, especially considering the things that were sent by Ida. It seems incredibly confusing and the whole situation is convoluted. Now, this is not to mention that Pyro also chose to address things on Reddit, of all places. I realize that he lacks a lot of other social media platforms, aside from Instagram, but the least he could have done was make an actual video addressing things. It makes me concerned that he only put it on Reddit to keep some of his quote-unquote core audience blind to the whole accusation situation as a whole. Which, if that's true, would be a pretty scummy move. It makes me think that one way or the other, he's going to have to address this as publicly as he possibly can. Whatever that means for his reputation, because if he doesn't, things will just keep inflating. And as much as he's into that, It's not inflating in the good sense here. I'll end this video with an apology for any missteps that I made in other Pyro videos, and for a formal call to Ivory Rasmus. I DM'd you, and I'd still love to talk to you, because you're someone with a lot to say, it seems like. And forget people condemning you for mislabeling your claims and things like that. The fact of the matter stands that if Pyro did this, this is objectively wrong and really morally screwed up. And I would love to be the person to talk with you more. I would love to give you a platform to speak up about things. For the rest of you, if you enjoyed what you heard and you enjoyed the coverage, like and subscribe to stay tuned for more. And make sure to check out the Discord server. Whenever you're watching this, I hope you have a good rest of your day and an even better tomorrow. I love you, and before you say it back, look in the mirror and say it to yourself. I will see you in the next episode of whatever I make. And until next time, this has been the Hotbox. Bye!
We play. Do you?
Is that a threat?